What is going on, guys? DBG here, and today we are going to be talking about something in NBA 2K21 MyTEAM that could change everything. Could change absolutely everything. And it is something that I think, I'm going to predict it's coming this week, and I'm going to explain why. It may not come this week, but it's almost certain. If it's not this week, it'll be here next week. Trust me, it'll be here next week. So I think if we won't see it come on Thursday. Potentially we could see it tonight being added in, but I don't know. But basically, the thing that we are all extremely interested in is Spotlight Sims, lads. We are all extremely excited by Spotlight Sims. So if you guys can see here, the Season 7 Courtside Report, I will zoom it in for you guys. Did not realize it was this far zoomed out. But basically, if you read the Season 7 Courtside Report here, this is the Season 7 dev blog. You can see right here. Speaking of Spotlight Sims, it'll make its return in Season 7. Will the rewards be yada yada. Basically, it just says Spotlight Sims will return. But there's one very interesting thing we saw today. And like, it's the reason why people thought Spotlights were coming today. It is the reason. Like, I genuinely just tweeted out this picture. Because you guys can see here, challenge wins. You get 250 MT for every challenge win. And there are a grand total of 2, 3, 4. There are 4 challenge games. And you would assume that if they're putting out an event to give you extra MT per every challenge win, you would assume there'd be more than 4 total challenge games new for the season. Obviously, there are previous Spotlight Sims. So I was just thinking, I'm like, My initial thought was maybe there's going to be Spotlight Sims today. But the last time with Spotlight Sims, they made an entire day event about it. And also, we saw things in the agenda from early on in the day. We saw them in the new dailies. So it was kind of interesting last time. But this time around, I have a weird feeling that John Wall could mean something else. I think that maybe, considering the fact that maybe they were trying to push people into completing these Spotlight challenges. I don't know. Maybe Wall might mean something. If we go to rewards, Spotlight Sim, maybe Wall will end up being, for example, brought into like a question mark set like we saw last year. Again, this is just speculation. This is not, I have no idea. I'm literally just guessing. Like, just because I'm making a guess does not mean it's any different than a random person in the comment section making a guess. I'm literally just guessing. Because I know a lot of people are going to just take my guesses and spew them as fact. But, man, when it comes to these speculation things, I'm wrong as often as I'm right. In terms of big things, I'm wrong more often than right. In terms of little things, I'm probably wrong as often as I am right. But, yeah, so, basically, this challenge has to, there's only 4 new challenges. There has to be something. Like, maybe the challenge MTP event, maybe this was an accidental one. Maybe it was meant to be like triple threat MTP. Or maybe it's just they're putting these challenges in every day and we're reading too far into it. But I don't think we are. Anytime we say we're reading too far into it with 2K, it turns out we actually aren't reading too far into it. But what is my prediction? My prediction is that I think we see Spotlight Sims. I think we see them this week on Tuesday or Wednesday. So I think we might see them tonight or we might see them tomorrow. But again, that's just my prediction. That is my prediction. It is not me saying that it's a definite. It's not me even saying that it's more likely than not. Because at the end of the day, it's probably not more likely than not. Or it's probably less likely that we see Spotlight Sims today than we see them next week. But we know they're coming this season. And one thing I'm going to say is I think we see Spotlight Sims as all opal cards. I think we see all opal cards. Because if you guys don't remember, these were Spotlight Sims last year. For the Eastern Conference, first of all, I don't think there's going to be 30 of them. I don't know what way they're going to do it. I think they're going to do decades again. I think it might be called like playoff Spotlight Sims or something, but they can't wait for playoffs because that's like another week. It's like another, 12 days till the playoff starts, and that's too long. I think we might see like 1950s playoffs, things like that, 60s. I think they're going to do decades again. So, because I think 16 teams is a lot more achievable than 30. But, you're looking at this here. All these guys were 97 overalls. All of these guys were 97 overalls. And then we had a 99 overall and a 99 overall, and then GOAT Hakeem. It's not GOAT Hakeem, and then GOAT Kobe. 2K might bring the first GOAT player into your spotlights. You just never know. I doubt they do. But if the GOAT player is someone that they're not going to be able to put in packs, they just might do it. Like, they might put a GOAT Bill Russell as the first GOAT card. And then put, say... And then bring those out like today, make Wall and the other guys need to figure out GOAT Bill Russell, the equivalent to that, and then put GOAT Jordan in packs on Friday. Like, that would be kind of a smart thing 2K could do to kind of bring hype back into it. But no, I think, like, if you guys look at Spotlight Sims, look at the date these cards came out. Like, this card came out April the 20th. April the 20th. We are already, like, 20 days past that. And, like, again, we saw, there were 6 weeks between this Spotlight Sim and the final Spotlight Sim. There were 6 weeks between, oh no, there were 5 weeks between the first Spotlight Sims and the second Spotlight Sims. There were like 4 and a bit weeks, 4.5 weeks. And there were like 5-6 weeks between second and third Spotlight Sims, and there was another 4 weeks between third and fourth. Whereas this year, we are already 9 weeks since the last Spotlight Sims. Last year, it didn't go any longer than like 5.5, 6 weeks between Sims. We're already 9 weeks since Sims. So, actually, we're 10 weeks in Spotlight Sims. Yeah, they came out in March. We're 10 weeks in Spotlight Sims, which is absolutely nuts. So I do think when they come out, they're going to be quite big. I don't think they're going to be 30. If they are 30 teams, they got to do them quick. They got to make it if it's 30. The Spotlight Sims can't be more than 40 hours, otherwise no one's going to do them. So if it is 30 teams, I genuinely believe that 2K should make it an hour per team. They should make it, I don't know, 5 games. 4 50-point triple chat challenges of 1 actual game. I think that would be the most ideal thing to do, but because the 5, like, it's just, if you're going to put 30 teams in, that would be nice though. You get an hour and a bit to get a free Galaxy Opal, and you can choose the ones you want, and you choose the ones you don't want, and it'll bring a lot of new players into the game. That'll be a very interesting thing. But I think if 2K leave it more than a week or two, it's too late. Like, the big reason why we like Spotlight Sims was when they were brought out. It was the start of quarantine. It was the start of everything. Like, there was a big reason for that. Whereas this year, there's not that much hype. We have a lot more great budget players this year than last year. We have a lot more better overall cards in this year than last year. But I just think that 2K really need to get this right. Because I think the last Spotlight Sims, they really didn't get it right. Like, if you guys look at the Spotlight Sim cards, because I have them all. Like, for their time, there were about 3 of them that were good. Like, Don Buse was good for his time. Irving was terrible. Spreewell was not good for his time. The Busher, you need to put range on him, which at the time cost 70k. So he wasn't even good for his time. Ewing was awful. Isaiah Thomas was awful. Sidney Wicks was good. Parrish was awful. In this set right here, Boogie. Literally, Boogie, Buse, Wicks. 3. Even for the time, only 3 of them were good. That's just kind of crazy. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited for Sims? Are you guys just thinking they don't even matter because we already have all the good cards anyway? And are you guys thinking who needs to grind, for example, who needs to grind 2 hours for a card when Pokashevsky's 9k? I think that's a little bit different. Like, the timing last year, when the Spotlight Sims came out, we didn't have any cheap players. Like, can't forget in May of last year, fan favorites too, Jeff Green, Pink Diamond, was still going for like 80k. I get it, that's a Galaxy Opal now, but still, Jonathan Isaac's not even going for 80k right now. We can't forget last year the way the market was. At these 97 overall cards really affected it. So I think 2K got to go big. They got to go big with Spotlight Sims. Because I think if they don't go big, it's going to be a struggle. It is going to be a struggle. But at the end of the day, look, if we get them tonight, we will see them the day before. I made that tweet earlier today. I literally just tweeted out a picture saying just Sims today with a bunch of question marks. Probably should have said, could we see Sims today? I think my 5 question marks should have been enough to know that I'm just speculating and I don't actually have a breeze what's going on, just like you guys don't. Yeah, so these cards, I think we're going to get some decent cards sometime this week or next week. I think if they leave it after next week, it's too long gone. I understand if they want to split the middle of the season with Spotlight Sims. But still, if it's not this week, it has to be next week. I'm gonna say it has to be next week. If we don't see them today, I'm fine with them. I'm fine if we don't see the cards up today. I'm fine if we don't see the cards up tomorrow. I'm fine if we go through this week without Spotlight Sims and there's a little bit of speculation. There's a little bit of like people like, oh, when are they coming? When are they coming? That I'm fine with that. I think we're all kind of fine with that. But if this week passes and next week passes in a 4-week season, it's too long. It's definitely too long a break. So anyway, if we don't see Spotlight Sims this week, we're probably going to see them next week. How I would advise you guys to prepare, just make sure you've got 13 players from every team. It doesn't need to be current players. Just make sure you got 13 players, or the MT to buy 13 players from every team. So, for example, if you want to go, if it's the Wizards, try to get a full lineup of the Wizards players. Try to get a full lineup of Warriors players. Try to get a full lineup of all of these players. Again, they don't even have to be good players. Just get a full lineup. Because realistically, there are ways of cheesing the AI, especially on next gen, where you can literally, you just need one player that can score. And if it turns out you only need 10 of each team, which is what I hope, literally you just need one player. You need one player, and then one player off. You need one player that can score every point you start, one player score every point off the bench, and you better just hope the AI misses. If you have a choice of whether to do it on current gen or next gen, I would advise you to do it on next gen. It's a lot easier to beat the AI on next gen, and it's just quicker to play the game. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.